Hey mamas, welcome to today's workout. Today we have got a 20-minute belly only pregnancy workout. So this one's gonna keep you strong, toned, and fit throughout your pregnancy. So people will not believe you're pregnant from the front. It's only when you turn to the side that they can tell. So we're gonna start out with our first cardio move. It's a step jack. So we're gonna step side to side, arms go overhead, just like you were doing a jumping jack. Instead of jumping, we're just gonna step. If you wanna jump, go for it. Don't let me stop you. But I'm 34 weeks pregnant. Jumping, it's not really happening right now. So really pump those arms. And this is kind of our warm up. We're not gonna warm up today per se, but if you wanna warm up, I've got one under my playlist that you can do before this workout. You wanna get a little bit more mobility going. So you'll notice everything today, we're gonna work for 50 seconds, we're gonna rest for 10, but you take breaks when you need to. If you need longer or additional breaks, go for it. Starting to get that heart rate up. Last couple seconds here, really pump those arms. In 3, 2, 1. Good work. All right, we're gonna do a squat jack and we're gonna step. So instead of jumping the feet out in it, we're gonna step the feet out in it and reach toward the floor. So let's step to the right first, step, and then together. To the left, step, and then together. Now we're gonna add some arms. So we reach to the floor, arms come overhead. We reach to the floor, arms up. Now, once you've got that, you can start to speed it up. It is more of a cardio workout to start with, and then we're gonna add some sculpting and strengthening moves too. So in these squat jacks, I want you to push your butt back and down, drive those knees out, and then stand up tall, brace that core at the top. If you're out of breath, that's good. Again, you work at your own pace, but I do want you working hard today. Time. All right, we're gonna move to a high knee march. So we're gonna alternate marching the legs, bringing the hands toward the knees. So we're gonna take those arms overhead, pull, and alternate legs. Now we wanna go fast right away here if you're up for it. Pulling that knee up nice and high. Your belly might restrict that movement a little bit, so no big deal if you can't get that knee up as high as mine. You can always bring your hands down a little bit more. But as much as you can, try to meet in the middle here. Whew. Pulling that belly button in toward your spine here. We're getting a little bit of core activation. Still work hard, still do cardio in your third trimester. I'm proof of that. It's gotta look different sometimes, but we're still going. Rest. All right, we're gonna do a stepping half burpee. So I'm gonna come to the side, feet nice and wide here to accommodate for your belly. We're gonna squat, put the hands down, and step back. Here we go. So squat, step back right, left, step in right, left, stand up, reach those arms and clap. Do it again, squat first, step out, step in, clap. Now when I squat down, hips drop first, not the chest. So we keep that work in the hips, not the back. Same thing when you stand up. When you come to that plank, shoulders over your wrists, abs tight, body weight's forward, butts down. Take it as slow as you need to here. Again, we want the heart rate up, but we want quality of movement, so form over speed always. Let's do a couple more here. If you can, try to alternate the feet you step back and in with. And rest. All right, we're gonna move on to a side crunch. We're gonna start on the right side. So you're gonna lean into that left leg, lift the right arm and the right knee, bring that knee to your elbow. So kind of like those high knees, we wanna try to meet in the middle. So bring that knee up as much as you can, crunch that rib to your hip, use those obliques. Now if you can, speed it up. And we're leaning into this hip, but we don't want to lean over too much. If you feel excessive pressure in that hip, you can just take a break, reset, come back into it when you're ready. But the goal here is to really engage that glute. And so this leg and arm are really just doing that ab crunching. This leg is doing the balancing. That glute's doing the work. Couple more here. Nice. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So let's reset. Leaning into that right leg this time. Left leg, left arm, let's crunch. We're really having to use our strength from our core to pull that knee up. And then of course the strength from that opposite glute to stabilize and balance. Great full body exercise, but also a great way to target our core during pregnancy when crunches are not really beneficial anymore. And I'm all about doing things to strengthen, maintain core strength and function during pregnancy. So that way during postpartum, we're gonna recover faster and we're gonna have more comfort. And that's the goal, is more function and rest. All right, we're gonna move to the floor. We've made it to our sculpting series. So take your time if you wanna grab water. We got about 20 more seconds until we begin our next phase. So carefully come on down. We're not gonna use any equipment for this portion. Just your body weight is all you need. We're gonna work the core and the glutes. And we're gonna begin in a tabletop position with a glute kick back. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're gonna lift the front leg, knees slightly off the ground, flex the foot. We're gonna drive that foot back, bring it in, back and in. My foot, I'm pushing through the heel, extending my leg to about hip level. You don't wanna go much higher than that because that'll take the work out of your glute, put it in your lower back. You want your hips and shoulders square to the floor, shoulders over your wrists, and then belly button pulled in toward your spine. Like you're bracing nice and tight. You've got Spanx on, or in my case, I have those maternity leggings, which are kind of like compression because I'm getting to the end at this point. Whew. Drive out of that heel, squeeze that booty at the top. Again, we want to move with quality and control here. Last 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, we're gonna stay on that same side. So it's the front leg still working, front hip. We're gonna extend the leg back and then open it to the corner just a little bit. So toe down, open and close. Open and close, pushing through those hands. Toe is pointed toward the ground. We're just going out and in like a little hinge. Squeezing that glute, pulling the belly button in toward the spine. Again, we're moving really controlled here. Trying not to move anything but that leg. That's the challenge. These moves are so good. You can feel them in your glutes, but they're so good for core stability as well and working those deep core and pelvic floor muscles, which are so important for pregnancy, labor and delivery, and then of course, postpartum recovery. And rest. All right, we're gonna move to a scorpion kickback. You can push back on your hands a little. I know you probably need a break for your shoulders too. This time we're gonna flex that foot, knee comes slightly off the ground. We're gonna kick it back and then up. Let's do it again. Back and then up, or down and then up. There we go. So we're flexing that foot. You can see at the top, I'm giving a little extra push through that heel. So we're getting that glute, that hamstring. Shoulders are gonna feel it too because we're having to push through those hands. Now these are tough, I know. I'm with you, I'm doing it all too. If you need a longer break or you need a break right now, go ahead, take it. Again, we wanna move with quality and control, so if your form is being compromised at any point or you're really feeling like you can't go on, definitely take a break, listen to your body. Last couple. And rest. All right, one more on this side. You guys with me? This time we're gonna do that scorpion kickback. We're gonna pulse it at the top. So it's always gonna stay up nice and high. In 3, 2, 1, lift and pulse. 50 seconds, it's a long time, I know. Squeeze that booty at the top. Drive through that heel. Pressing through those hands. Do you see how I just like lifted myself a little higher? Now, you can see I'm trying to keep my leg bent here. It's gonna wanna go like this. Try to keep that hamstring curl on so you can feel it all down the back of that leg. Your leg's gonna naturally try to straighten out, and that's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you wanna try to keep it nice and tight, so we're keeping that hamstring and glute engaged, and then again, driving it high without shifting that weight, without opening the hip. Rest. Ooh. I'm gonna swivel around, we'll do the other side. Same thing, right leg, glute kick back to start, knee comes off the ground, flex that foot, drive it back, in. Now I'm keeping my knee off the ground. I want you to try to do that, but if you need to, you can rest it on the floor between the reps. Drive that heel back like you're kicking through a brick wall. Really powerful, but controlled still. And make sure you're still pressing through those hands, keeping the hips and shoulders square to the floor. That's really important because when we start to shift our weight or we start to lose our form a little bit, that's really affecting the quality of the workout we're getting. Couple more. Awesome, rest. Push back on those hands if you need to. We're gonna do that side glute extension now. Deep breath, shift forward, straighten the leg. We go open and close. Again, try to make it your goal, but the only thing moving here is that leg. Everything else is still. Breathing, gauging that core. Again, so good for those deep core muscles. Good for your balance. And good for your mind, your endurance. You know, it's a reminder that we can do hard things, and especially if you're going to, planning on going into labor and having a natural or just a vaginal birth, it's really important to know how to handle that pain. Release. I have to have a C-section, not by choice, but I don't know what that's like, but I wish I got to put that endurance to the test. Flex that foot, drive it up, kick it back. But it's just a good reminder in general, no matter how you give birth, you're gonna have to recover. You're gonna have to go through pain. You're gonna have to go through hard things. Of course, we don't want you to feel pain right now. It should be hard. It should burn. It should be uncomfortable. But there's a difference between that and true pain. But again, we're trying to build that endurance mentally and physically so the labor and delivery process goes as optimal as it can be for you. And then, of course, the recovery process goes more smoothly as much as we can control that, which you gotta do what you gotta do, and then the rest is kind of, it's in God's hands, but we're in it together. Last one. Hope I distracted you some with my talking. Oh, because this one burns like crazy. And we got one more. This time it's the pulses, the worst one. Saved it for last. Let's go. Again, try to keep that hamstring curl. So calf is pulling toward that hamstring, foot's driving up, heel's driving up. Try not to open that hip. Keep your hips and shoulders square to the floor. Ugh, man, this one's brutal. But again, is it worth it? Absolutely. Just gotta remind yourself of that when it hurts and you wanna quit. So close to that finish. Keep pushing through that heel. You got 5 seconds left. Oh man. We're gonna go back up to standing. Take your time. Carefully come up. And that first set that we did, we're gonna repeat it again. So now that we've really burned out those glutes, got our core nice and strong, we're gonna get that heart rate back up and finish with one last cardio burn. 8 seconds and we go back to the step jack, or you can jump it out if you feel good. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Out and in. Belly only pregnancy, that's what we're going for today. Of course you're meant to gain weight, and you should, but you wanna stay strong and gain a healthy amount for you and your baby. Nutrition plus exercise, workouts like this are really gonna help you. Even just a few times a week, 20 minutes, that's all we've got. It's doable, and I want it to be attainable for everybody. Keep those arms pumping, we're almost there. Last 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. All right, we're moving on to that squat jack. Again, we're gonna step it out and in, using those arms reach, and then we're gonna clap overhead. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. To the right, clap, to the left. Now, we're in our second round, so if you can, try to give me a little more speed this time. Maybe a deeper squat. Drive those knees out, heels down, push that booty back. Killing it, almost there, 10 seconds. Good work, guys. All right, moving to that high knee march. Let's see if we can pick up our pace on this one too. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, here we go. If you're in your first trimester and you wanna run, or in your third trimester for that matter, you wanna run and pick up those knees, you go for it. You got less than 3 minutes to finish, so I want you to do what works for you. Maybe that's going more intense, or maybe it's backing it off, slowing it down. Again, you've got options. Work at your own pace. Got less than 20 seconds. If you can, bring those knees up higher. Whew, 5 seconds. Rest. All right, to the side. Stepping hop burpee. We're gonna take those feet nice and wide. Remember, we squat, then we put the hands down, okay? Let's go. Hands down, step out, in, overhead. Let's do it again. Step back with the other foot this time if you remember which one. Try to alternate. And again, if you want to jump this, don't let me stop you. You can absolutely do that. Even if you're not pregnant and you just want something that's going to get your heart rate up, that's low impact, easy on the joints, these are all great moves. And you can tell, you do not have to jump. You do not have to have something high impact to get a big calorie burn to get your heart rate up. That was the whole goal of me doing these workouts, is show people, women, how you can work out safely and effectively during your pregnancy to where you feel like you did something, but you didn't die. Maybe you're close though. Moving on to those side crunches. You can tell I'm right there with you though. All right, leaning to that left leg, let's go. Right knee, right elbow. That's the beauty of this. I do this all in one cut. I do not take breaks to catch my breath either. So you see all this footage. This is what's really happening. I really am struggling. Can't fake that. Halfway. Try to pull that knee up a little higher if you can. Really feeling those glutes too after all that floor work. Oh my goodness. You know it's doing something. 10 seconds. Let's go. Whew. Man, Thank goodness we have one left. Side crunches, other side. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Whew. Pull that knee up. We got this. We're about halfway there, last exercise, come on. Now is the time if you want to push, if you want that metabolic boost to last through the rest of the day, gotta work right here. Last 10. Whew. Hips are on fire, heart rate's up. We made it though, 20 minutes for our belly only pregnancy workout. And I've got quite a belly at this point. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you back here for our next prenatal or maybe postpartum workout together. See you next time.